last week on Bill Maher, he had a guest that is atrocious, right? Okay, so this person, I don't like this person. And this person is annoying. And she's had a track record of saying the most abrasive things. She's Tommy Lawrence spirit animal, guiding light. Her anchor, her wannabe, she's her Whitney Houston to her Moesha. Brandy, that's it. Whitney Houston to her Brandy. That's right. Of course, guys, I'm talking about Megyn Kelly. So Megyn Kelly and Bill Maher, two Republicans, got into a conversation about wokeness. You know, once upon a time, Bill Maher was making this chick talking about political correctness. That used to be his thing. Now he talks about woke white people. That's his other thing, right? Oh, why do you care about the blacks? Why do you care about the gays and Muslims? Stop caring about Muslims. All I hear is you guys doing is defending Muslims and blacks and gays. That's the Bill Maher show in a nutshell. But in case you missed it, here goes a little clip I put together of the highlights of this sit-down.
Kindergartner was told to write a letter to the Cleveland Indians objecting to their mascot. Now, he's 6. Like, can he learn how to spell Cleveland before we, activate him? He lives in New York City. We got buses, we got subways, we got crime. He's got things to worry about other than social activism. And if he's going to be activated, Doug and I should do it, not a kindergarten teacher. Didn't run it by us.
And this is what I've heard from parents, and these are all liberal, by the way, people
of course,
who say,
my
kids are not ready to be told they're white supremacists.
That's right. And on this,
I'm not ready to be told that.
Can I tell you, Bill, on this, we're not left and right. We're not black and white. This is a question of reason and unreason.
But you talked about this letter that the school put out.
So this is on the race issue.
Can I read some of the things that are from this letter,
Yep.
unless people think I'm losing my mind? There's a killer cop sitting in every school where white children learn. White children are left unchecked and unbothered in their homes, one sentence starts. Well, how old do you have to be before you can just be unchecked and unbothered?
Right.
You know, what age do you get bothered? I'm tired of white people reveling in their state-sanctioned depravity, snuffing out black life with no consequences. Go reform white kids. You know, it bothers me so much that I have to be on this side of this issue.
Yeah.
Because I've always been a civil rights advocate.
Yep.
You know, and don't make me Tucker Carlson. You're the fucking nuts. This is insane.
Yep.
As black bodies drop like flies around us by violent white hands, there is racist problems in this country. But this is hyperbole. Mm-hmm. And this is making people crazy.
Yeah.
And children, this is not the way we get to the problem. Like flies around us by violent white hands. There is racist problems in this country. But this is hyperbole. Mm-hmm. And this is making people crazy.
Yeah.
And children, this is not the way we get to the promised land.
Absolutely not. It's divisive, it's racist, and it's having exactly the opposite effect of the one they intend. And it is not that all the black people in our school or other schools are in favor of this kind of talk. My friend Coleman Hughes, who's 24, he's a liberal, he was a Biden voter.
Hold on a second. I'm going to hold most of my comments, but I got to comment on Coleman Hughes right here. Here goes Coleman Hughes, her black friend that she says is so liberal. That's him on the Rubin Report, okay? Good old Coleman doesn't believe there's anything, such thing as systemic racism or anything of that nature, okay? So the fact that you're going to use him as that's my white guy, and that's why I say, man, black guys that do nothing but beat up on black people and black women who do the same thing do nothing but help white supremacists and bigots like Megyn Kelly. Because all your criticism is always leveled at black people like Coleman Hughes. Because to Coleman Hughes, all the problems in America are just because, you just got bad luck. Yeah, I know, Coleman. Like being born black.
Talk. My friend Coleman Hughes, who's 24, he's a liberal, he was a Biden voter, Coleman. He's been speaking out about this as a black man, saying, How dare you presume to know how I feel, to try to, I mean, it's pejorative to him. Like, the whites are the ones who understand, who are arrogant and in control and work hard, right? These are all the terms now associated with white supremacy. And then the white people feel bad and feel judged because they're told they're white supremacists because of a pigmentation over which they have no control. It's so divisive and counterproductive. And it wasn't just our school in New York. And it's not just New York. I mean, all over New York privates, New York publics, there was no place to move them in New York to get away from this. So it wasn't just our school. There's a public school on the Upper East Side of Manhattan that just got in the news because they gave out this panoply of 8 categories into which all white people fall. And on the one end is white supremacist, and on the other end is, it was white traitor, basically, white abolitionist.
Now this grid right here, this grid is fucked up, Johnson. I don't know who made this thing. I'll give you that. This grid right here, this is not cool. This shit right here, All right, but okay. All right, let's keep it going, man. But Jesus Christ.
Categories into which all white people fall. And on the one end is white supremacist, and on the other end is, it was white traitor, basically, white abolitionist. And they're really encouraging you to be more of a white traitor. It's like everybody gets divided into oppressed or oppressor.
Give it up for the bigots. And I think there's a limit that schools should go as far as trying to raise a child's like perception of race and things of that nature. There was some other comments in there I didn't put in because it was about like gender identity and some other stuff that Megyn Kelly had a problem with. She felt that they were encouraging her children to question their own identity as male or female, that type of thing. It's just the way Megyn Kelly and Bill Maher play it up. They're over exaggerating to almost to the same point that they say the schools are, man. I mean, it's not like Megyn Kelly's kids are going to school and they're getting spit on. It's not as if they're going to school and they got to have the National Guard there because it's a mob of angry black parents outside the school harassing her kids as they walk to school, calling them monkeys. No, it's not. It's not as if that's the situation. Go listen to Chris Rock. Now, Chris Rock is not that old a guy. Chris Rock talks about the 80s being bused to white schools and getting his ass kicked daily from white kids. Because he was black. So, Bill Maher, I'm a civil rights advocate. What does that even mean, Johnson? Like, basically, white people like Bill Maher want a cookie because they don't go around calling black people nigger to their face. That makes you a civil rights advocate. And popping, and popping a couple of drinks and then bumping ugly faces with a black chick with a wig on, or backseat of his chauffeur limousine on the way to the Oscars is considered affirmative action. Now, it may be considered action, but it ain't affirmative, Johnson. Bill, having a fetish for black women is not make you an advocate. Makes you horny, Johnson. And appreciating black women's bodies does not make you an advocate. It means you got good eyesight. That's all it means, Johnson. That's it. There is racist problems in this country. Oh, wow. Bill Maher says there are racist problems in this country. Amazing. Give it up for Bill Maher not being as stupid as I thought he was. It's amazing that you would have on Coleman Hughes. You said you had him on. You know about him. And he doesn't believe what you believe. He believes there aren't systemic racist problems in this country. I wonder if you pushed back on him when you brought him on the show, or if you brought hhim on the show to tell your fake liberal audience, all these incrementalist liberals that you have on your show and your audience, that is something wrong with everyone else. That they're being too tough on the whites. White people got such a hard life in America. You know, the whites that go to Megyn Kelly schools have life so hard. They have to, for 2 seconds during Black History Month, put up with black shit. I mean, this is in Black History Month, Johnson. It's 28 days. And I noticed they threw some Native American stuff in there as well. I'm not saying, okay. She went on to say, Megyn said, white people feel bad. This has a reverse effect. This makes white people feel bad. Megyn, I know this is going to miss Santa Claus is white, Jesus is white, get over it, Megyn Kelly. But she's not a racist, totally not a racist. Not a bigot either, totally not a bigot. This may be a crazy thing, but it's amazing to me that for 2 seconds, you can't feel bad. See, this is the whole point of it, guys. For 2 seconds, you are unable to feel bad about white people in this country, but being black in America is to feel bad all the time about black people in this country. It's to feel bad about, all the time to feel bad about our history in this country. I wonder how long white people would last if they had to look at a monument that reminded them when they were enslaved. And then other people tell them, hey, overlook that part. It's about, makes me feel good about my country. Make me feel good about who I am. Stop worrying about yourself all the damn time. Blackie, there you go worrying about your own feelings. Think about my nationalism and my patriotism. And respect that. So Megyn Kelly, like this whole thing was a clusterfuck, the entire piece of it, except when we get to the very end with the white traders and the that grid. That was the world's worst grid. World's worst grid in life, okay? You can't expect white people to be traitors to white people. At the end of the day, that's what saves them from other white people. Nothing saves them from other white people. Now, if it comes down to it and you need a black guy to save you, yeah, maybe that's the time to betray the white people, because white people don't care about killing other white people. White people kill white people all the time, Johnson. Keep an open mind, Johnson. Keep an open mind about keeping black people close to you. Never know. Might have a real Jamestown moment. Seriously though, guys, my point of all of this is this. Two things can exist in the same space. It's not all cut and dry. This school way over the top. Over correction. Like the overcorrection here is so horrific, it's ridiculous, okay? Like you don't need to be telling 6-year-old kids that they need to write letters and getting somebody to change their name. But they just assumed that you lived in this century and understood that Native Americans don't like being mocked as mascots. But you, Megyn Kelly, and why am I even talking to Megyn Kelly? Megyn Kelly is like talking to a piece of lint. She's made her whole career out of upsetting black people, offending black people and going, did I do that? What? What did I say? What did I say that was wrong? Appealing to the worst segments of the white community and some sellout blacks who fancy themselves a snow bunny. Look, hey man, I'm not saying these schools are right. They're probably annoying as fuck, like over the top with this fake wokeness. And I agree with Bill. I do to a certain extent. The problem isn't what these schools are trying, what these schools are trying to make the problem be. The problem is economics. You're right, Bill. You're right, Megyn. Bump all the word about the Madam C.J. Walker School of Finance or School of Restoration or putting Harriet Tubman on a $20 bill, and we don't give a damn about what you put on your football team or your football helmet or your basketball stadium. We don't give a shit about all that. Let's do some things that really matter. Like cut the check. That's right, Johnson. Cut the check, Bill. Look, Bill, you can use the N-word if you want to, and you won't have to listen to Bill Maher Bill, you can use the N-word if you want to, and you don't have to listen to Ice Cube call you a piece of shit for doing it. All you got to do is support reparations and push Joe Biden to cut the check. Megyn Kelly, you can have your white Christmas, you can have your white Santa Claus, and your white Jesus. All you got to do is get behind cutting the check. See, that's what really matters to black people. That's what's going to make a fundamental change. Not this bullshit, virtual signaling stuff that no one really gives a shit about. It's shit white people do to make themselves feel better. And why? Because just like you, Bill Maher, and just like you, Megyn Kelly, you don't want to cut that fucking check because it might cut into your checks. And that's the real deal, Johnson.
Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Don't be fooled by corporate media talking heads misleading the people. Get your news and information from an entity that keeps it real. Tim Black. Tim Black is the host of The Tim Black Show. Independent news that leaves you informed, inspired, and sometimes entertained, but always in the know. Go to timblacktv.com and sign up today. The Tim Black Show is news for people who can't stand the news. See you there.